Hello, welcome to my channel. This beautiful card here is the Six of Pentacles or Six of Discs, and I've got an interesting Kate Bush song choice today. I think this is a really interesting card. Once we get below the surface level interpretation, it's a fascinating energy. So I think what I'm going to do, I've got a few, I think I've got 4 cards examples of this, and I start at the more positive end and go towards the shadow side of the card. So we're going to start with the Thoth. Crowley calls this success. This is the moon in Taurus, and Taurus is associated with material comforts. It is, almost domestic bliss. There is a sense of abundance here, but it's the moon, so the moon is changeable. So this won't last forever. This is a temporary situation, but enjoy it while it can. And this, it looks like a flower, doesn't it? And there is a sense of a blooming, but that bloom isn't going to last forever. The only flowers that last forever are fake flowers, of course. So we know this is a temporary situation, but for now, there is harmony, there is grace, there is beauty in the world. Now, this one is from the Painted Tarot, which is a beautiful, stunning deck. And this is more closer to the Rider-Waite, which I know, we'll go to the Rider-Waite in a minute. I liked this one particularly because in contrast to the Rider-Waite, there is more a sense of benevolence here, of nurture. This looks like a family group to me. You can imagine this maybe as a parent or a mentor, someone who has, acts out of love and generosity. And there's a lovely kind of feeling of warmth. The card kind of glows with that love and generosity, doesn't it? So now let's go. I love the Rider-Waite. Let's go to the Rider-Waite because it does make me laugh. Right, let's go to the Rider-Waite now. So we've had the Five of Pentacles, and we had these poor 2 people outside the church, and we're willing them to go into the church to accept some sort of shelter and some sort of charity. They are in a really precarious situation, and they're really struggling. This is a difficult card. So finally they found some support, which is great, which is good news. And all the sixes are good news in a way. But look who's giving the support. He is this merchant, this wealthy merchant with some scales in his hand, which we sense that he's not completely acting out of generosity, that he's definitely keeping track of who owes what to him in this situation. And there's no equality here at all, is there? They are having to kneel before him. I'll just show you. What makes me laugh is that he doesn't even place the coins in the hand. He just throws them. So there is a lack of respect, to put it mildly, here. Often a question that is asked when this card comes up is, which situation are you in? Are you the person that is giving, or are you the person that is asking for help? If you're the person that is giving, are you being a little bit patronising, or are you using your power in this situation? Are you expecting something in return? And if you're the one that is receiving the gift, is this going to be something new you're going to regret in the long term? Is it going to have too many kind of ties, and are you going to be in emotional debt to this person because of what's happening? So there's some interesting questions. Now, when we get to the Osho, now I love the Osho tarot deck, but it is not a balanced tarot deck. It's horrible about nearly all the swords cards, and sometimes it goes very one way about a card and almost surprises me with its take on this. And I think this is what it's done with it. It's sort of ignored maybe the more positive sides of the Six of Pentacles and gone straight to the shadow side, which is perhaps, you know, to be expected, because we are dealing with Osho, who's, you know, who was a spiritual teacher, and he is questioning the pursuit of wealth and success. Where does it come from? What do we compromise? What do we lose of our freedom for that big pay salary or whatever we're pursuing? And there is that problem of when we are pursuing something, we're going out of the present moment, aren't we? And we're focused on something else. So there is a longing, there is a yearning within us, an emptiness, a desire, and all the things that, you know, like Zen would say about needing to live in the present moment and not thinking the future is going to bring you happiness that you can't get now. And I think this is what this card, this Kate Bush's card, is about, really. It's from Sensual World. I'm just going to read, I'll turn the card over and then I'm going to read what Kate Bush herself says. It is reaching out, and this is what Kate Bush says about the song. It's quite interesting, I thought. So she says, she said it was really, really quick to create this song. A walk in the park did that one for me. I really needed one more song to kind of lift the album. I was a bit worried that it was all sort of dark and down, which is an interesting thing for her to say, because I don't think this is a particularly positive song. But anyway, so I'll go on. I'd been getting into walks at that time and just come back and sat at the piano and wrote it, words and all. And I had this lovely conversation with someone around the time I was about to start writing it. They were talking about this star that exploded. I thought it was such fantastic imagery. The song was taking the whole idea of how we cling on to things that change. We're always trying to not let things change. I thought it was such a lovely image of people reaching up for a star and this star explodes. Where is it gone? It seemed to sum it all up, really. That's kind of about how you can't hold on to anything because everything is always changing, and we all have such a terrible need to hold on to stuff and to keep exactly how it is. So she goes on about, that kind of feeling of wanting to keep in this place, I suppose, in this place of success and not being able to. But I think the song is also about a longing, a yearning, which is in a lot of the songs in Sensual World, actually. Another time she says, I thought this was quite a funny comment. She said, yes, you can't help but reach out and touch certain things, even if you think they might hurt. When children reach out to touch parents, it's a lottery as to whether they'll get a clip around the ear or a cuddle, which was a bit of a strange comment. I mean, she made this pre-children, of course. But I think what she means is not a lottery whether a particular parent will give you a clip around the ear or a cuddle, because you hope as a child that that you can trust your parent to give you a cuddle if you need it, rather than a clip around the ear. But it is a lottery of what families we're born into, of course, and whether we get that love that we need. And if we don't get that love that we need, we have that hunger and that thirst and that yearning throughout our lives, don't we? Which I think is tapping into a little bit about that reaching out for the hand. So we might try and get from the material world what we didn't get as children, which of course makes it like a really sad and poignant song too. This comes from, I think it comes from the babushka photo shoot. So it's not contemporary with this, but I just loved the fact that the hand was reaching out, and how that fitted with this kind of the lyric. And I used a little bit of gold paint here because I wanted there to be a sense of this abundance and luxury. But there's also this sense that we're never really satisfied, isn't there? Even when we get success, we're searching and striving for the next thing, if that's how our mind works. So, as I said, I think this is a really fascinating card, there's lots to think about if it comes up in a reading. As always, leave a comment if you've got your own ideas about what you think for this this song, how you relate to it, or what if you can think of other song suggestions for the Six of Discs. Thanks as always for watching. Bye bye.